What you're seeing right now is the boilerplate that Create React App provides us. Let's open up the code editor and see what's inside. I'll be using Atom, but any other IDE will work just fine. The code for your app lives inside the src folder, so we will be spending the majority of our time here. The main file is index.js, so let's open that up. And here we can find 5 imports. Let's talk about each and every one of them. The first one is the React library itself. Without it, we wouldn't be able to create React elements. The second import is React DOM, which initially was part of React library, but was split into its own eventually. It works as glue between React elements and the DOM, and usually you will just use it to render your app as we're doing here. The third import is an index.css file. So nothing too interesting going on here, just a simple CSS file. Fourth import is the app component, which we're currently rendering. You can open that up. Don't worry if you don't understand what's going on here. Eventually you will after a couple of lessons. And the last import is a service worker, which will let the app load faster on subsequent visits in production. We won't be looking into it as it's out of the scope of this course, but I will provide a link below and you can read about it if you like. So let's talk about React DOM render method. It can take up to 3 arguments. The first one is the React element that we want to render. The second one is the DOM container in which we want to render our React element. And the third one is an optional argument. You can provide a callback function to it. We won't be doing that, but there you can store whatever logic you want. And if you're wondering where this root element lives, it's under the public folder, index.html file. I've already changed the title to TV series app. You can do that if you like. And here you can find the root element, the div element with the ID of root. So let's close index.html and let's try to create our own React element and render it to the DOM. So I'll create a variable with the name of greeting, and I'll assign create element to it. And also this method takes up 3 arguments. The first one is the tag that we want to use. I will be using an h1 tag. The second argument is the props that you want to provide to your element. Don't worry if you don't know what props mean. You will find out in later lessons, but for now I'll only provide an empty object and that will work just fine. And the third argument is the string that we want to use inside our h1 tags. And I'll just say hello world. Take the greeting variable, pass it into the render method, save index.js, and now we're seeing our newly created React element with hello world greeting attached.